You don't need a luxury kitchen to prepare gourmet meals. My name is Dennis. I live in a mobile home in a trailer park, and this is my kitchen. I get a lot of comments either through my website or on my YouTube videos from people who ask, why do you call yourself white trash? You're obviously a gourmet cook. You're the furthest thing from white trash. Well, I do live in a mobile home in a trailer park, and yes, I am a decent cook, but I do know how, and I often do eat really good white trash food. So as the expression goes, put your money where your mouth is. And today I'm going to make something for you to prove that I really can do white trash cooking. I created this recipe years ago. It was a way of using up leftover Kentucky Fried Chicken, which I happen to like, original. Back then, you used to get all the chicken. You couldn't just order drumsticks and thighs. And if you remember correctly, that was back when Kentucky Fried Chicken had the 3-breasted chicken. Remember that? They would lay out a chicken breast with both pieces of white meat, and they would cut it into 3 pieces to try to stretch it more and get more profit out of it. They took a lot of flack for that, and they eventually sectioned it into 2 pieces rather than 3. But I don't care for white meat that much. So I came up with this recipe as a way of using up that white meat if I had it left over, because otherwise I didn't want to eat it. What I'm actually going to use today, though, is a piece of thigh meat, because that's what I ordered the last time I ordered Kentucky Fried Chicken. So let's make this white trash chicken over rice. First thing I need to do is start my rice. So I'm using my really good saucepan here, the one that has the wire harness. It has a broken handle, and I'm using a plastic wire harness to hold the handle on. That's my best white trash saucepan. And then I need my rice. I'm going to start off with, or I'm going to use 1/2 cup, which is about 105 grams of rice. Let's see, a little bit more. Okay, and I am using, by the way, jasmine rice here. I like the flavor of jasmine rice. And yes, that's a plane going overhead. This trailer park is near the airport. So there's my rice in there. And then I'm drawing about a cup, 237 milliliters of water. I also want to put in there about a tablespoon, I guess, of butter. This is just regular whole butter. And there's where the good stuff comes in. I'm going to use a packet of chicken flavoring. These come from those packages of chicken flavored ramen. A while back I had some dental work done, and I was seeing a dentist who knows the meaning of pain because he caused enough of it. And it was so difficult to chew afterwards that I got the softest, mushiest food I could think of, which was ramen. But I saved the chicken packs that I didn't use. So there's the flavoring mix. I'm going to put this on the stove, bring this to a boil, turn the heat down to low, and let it cook for about 16-17 minutes. What's with all the planes today? Ah, that'll be all right. Here's some leftover. There it is. KFC, leftover chicken. This is original recipe. And as I said, these are thighs. That's the real deal, folks. And I'm going to take one of my thighs here. I'm going to put it on a paper plate that I've lined with paper towel. And I'm going to warm this in the microwave because it's easier to debone the chicken if it's warm. And I'm going to microwave it for maybe a minute to a minute and a half at medium power. Okay, here's my chicken from the microwave. It's not too hot to the touch. So I want to pull the bones out. There's bones along one side here. Save all the good stuff. The coating. That is a little bit warm. And then there's a big bone right in the center. Doesn't matter how much you break this up because it's all going to be chopped up anyways. Just make sure you don't get the bones mixed in. Okay, there's more of the backbone there. That's the big bone that goes down through the center, the thigh bone. And I think the rest of this now is boneless. Feeling the pieces, I don't feel any bone in there. Okay, I'm going to rinse my hands and then chop this up. Toss this away. I'm chopping this up, skin, coating, and all. It's all going to go into my dish. All right, there's my chopped chicken. I've got a skillet on the stove, but I don't have any heat underneath that because I want to keep this cold to start off with. I'm going to put some heavy cream in there, maybe 1/3 to 1/2 cup, which is about 89 to 118 milliliters. And I have here some cooked flour. What I do when I cook flour is I'll put it in my stainless steel skillet. I'll put flour in it, cook it over the stove for just like a minute or two until it starts to cook, and then I'll get it out of the pan so that it doesn't scorch, and then I store that. That way, when you make a gravy, you won't have that raw flour, pasty flavor. And I'm going to put maybe 1/2 teaspoon of flour in there. And then once again, this is another packet of my, I'm not going to use all of it though. This is that chicken flavoring. I can always add more if I want. Now I want to stir that in, especially get that flour mixed in before I bring this up to the heat. That way I eliminate lumps. The reason why I have those chicken flavor packets left over is the way I was eating them. I was cooking them like 2 blocks of noodles at a time in very little water and using just 1 packet of that flavoring mix. Okay, now I'm going to bring my heat up. And I'm going to add my chicken. I'm going to just bring this up to the boil. That'll heat up that chicken and it'll also thicken that sauce. I can always add more cream to it if I think it needs it. That does look like it could use a little more cream, but I'll see what happens when that heats up. As you can see, my mixture is just coming up to the boil. So I'm going to turn my heat off because that's slightly thickened, that gravy, but it's not too thick. So now I just have to wait for my rice, which will be done in less than 4 minutes. My rice is now done. How I like to finish the rice is another tablespoon or 2 of butter in there. Fluff that with a fork. All right, that's ready. I'm ready to plate my chicken and rice, and I know how good it's going to taste because I've eaten this many times already. How I would plate this, start off with a plate. Might as well put a paper plate in there. No point in dirtying a good dish. Get some of my rice. I love rice, by the way. And I do like jasmine rice. Okay. And then I put this over the heat again just to make sure that it would be warmed up. Put my leftover Kentucky Fried Chicken and my cream sauce. Over my rice. And that is ready to eat. I'm a little bit too early for lunch, but that's all right. This is so quick to make that this took less time than I thought it would. I've eaten this so many times before. That is so good. Okay, excuse me. I'm going to go enjoy my white trash cooking leftover Kentucky Fried Chicken over rice. For a printable PDF copy of this recipe with step-by-step photographs, visit the White Trash Cooking website and look on the home page or in the recipe archive.